Okay guys, elimination part 2. So we're adding a little layer of difficulty here today, and then we'll work with this for the next few days. Looking at my system, or looking at the system on the screen in front of you, you probably noticed that unlike yesterday and the day before that, we do not have the same coefficient or the opposite coefficient on my x's and y's. So the added layer today is we're going to have to make that happen. So if I'm looking at my system, I'm looking at the coefficients on x, and I have 4 and 3. There's not a simple way for me to make 3 into 4 or 4 into 3. But if I look at y, I can see that I have -9 and -1. Now, -1 can very easily become -9 if I just multiply it by 9. So I'm going to make the decision to eliminate y. Okay. And I'm going to eliminate y by multiplying this equation by 9. And when I say the equation, I mean every piece of the equation. We're going to distribute this 9 to both sides of the equation. And it's going to give us a new equation that's equivalent to the old one. So when I distribute that 9, I end up with 27x minus 9y equals 81. Okay, and I'm just going to copy my first equation from above. Okay. And since we have the same sign in front of my y's, I'm going to subtract. And be very careful when you're subtracting, because remember, when we subtract a negative, that actually turns into addition. So I have 27 minus 4, and that gives me 23x. -9 minus a -9 is gone. And then I have 81 minus a -11. So that actually means plus 11. So then I actually have 92. Okay, so we've combined like terms through subtraction, and now we are going to use inverse operations to solve this. Okay, so I want to know what x is. I need to get x by itself, so I need to divide both sides by 23. Okay, and when I do that, I end up with x is equal to 4. Okay, I'm going to bubble that in because we are going to need that to rewrite our solution as an ordered pair. Okay, all right, number 6, we need to substitute that 4 back into an equation and find y. So I would choose the easiest equation. In my mind, the easiest equation is the 3x minus y equals 9. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to substitute 4 in for x. Okay, and then that means 12 minus y equals 9, which means that y has to be 3, because 12 minus 3 is 9. Okay, and there's our ordered pair. Let's write it down. X comma y, our solution to that system of equations is 4 comma 3. Right, let's take a look at one more example. Looks like I actually missed a little x in here, so that should actually be 3x plus 6y equals 6. So we have this system, and again, we do not have the same coefficients on x or y, so we have to make that happen. And really, it doesn't matter. You can pick. We could turn 3 into 9 by multiplying by 3. We could turn 6 into 12 by multiplying by 2. It doesn't really matter. I am going to choose to eliminate x this time just because we didn't eliminate x last time. So I'm going to eliminate x. Okay, and I'm going to eliminate x by multiplying this entire equation by 3. and I'm going to make sure that I distribute. So if I have 3 times 3x, that gives me 9x plus 18y equals 18. And again, I'm going to rewrite my equation, my second equation up top. Okay, so this is my new system, and now I'm ready to eliminate. So I have the same sign again, so I'm going to subtract. And again, be very careful with the subtraction of a negative. So 9 minus 9 is gone. That's good because that's what we wanted to eliminate. 18 minus negative 12. So that turns into 18 plus 12. So when I have 18 plus 12, that gives me 30y. And then I have 18 minus 18, which is 0. Okay, moving on to the next step, I can use inverse operations to solve for the missing variable. So I want to solve for y. I solve for y by dividing both sides by 30. And that means that y is 0. So I'm going to bubble that in. And then I'm going to substitute that back in to one of my original equations. I guess let me pick the second one. So let me do 9x minus 12 times 0 equals 18. Okay, so that negative 12 times 0, that's going to go away and leave us with 9x equals 18, which means that x is 2 because 9 times 2 is 18. And there's my y coordinate. Okay, last step, just write it as an ordered pair, x comma y. In this case, our solution 2, 0. All right, guys,